Testing, 1, 2.
Line from the governor's office was open to 2241. Is that correct? Okay.
A secret recording captures the final moments of a man in Virginia's electric chair. Audio no one was meant to hear. In 2006, an 82-year-old quietly handed a briefcase to the Library of Virginia, stuffed with tapes of executions nobody was supposed to hear. NPR dug in, and what they found was shocking. And here's where it gets even stranger. It was the summer of 2006 when an elderly man nearing the final chapter of his life quietly walked into the Library of Virginia. In his hand was a plain, ordinary-looking briefcase, but inside it carried secrets that most people could never imagine. His own family didn't even know this case existed. Think about that. 16 years, perhaps even longer, and not a single person at home realized he had been holding on to a collection of some of the most sensitive materials in the state. The contents were chilling. Tapes and documents, official records of executions carried out in Virginia. These weren't rumors or copies. They were real, authentic recordings. The library didn't just file them away in some public archive. Instead, they immediately classified them as restricted, sealing them off from the public eye. Then came NPR. When it seemed like the tapes would remain buried forever, NPR refused to let them disappear into silence. They pushed, demanded answers, and challenged the secrecy. Slowly, the library's grip loosened and the recordings finally came to light. The revelation was staggering. 4 execution recordings from 1987 to 1990. Raw, unfiltered history. Until then, the only known U.S. execution recordings were 19 from Georgia. The donor was R.M. Oliver, a former Department of Corrections employee. How he got the tapes, why he kept them hidden, and why he chose to donate them remain unsolved mysteries that continue to spark questions about secrecy, ethics, and the preservation of history.
August 30th, 1989.
2253, test of chair completed.
54, I just used 1054.
10.
Here's the number.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Whatever's comfortable for you.
All right.
Whatever's comfortable for you. 2254, going in the cell area to read court order.
It's being read at this time.
Okay. Court order's being read. Yeah, I can, believe it or not, I can hear what sounds like Mr. Muncie's voice in the background.
All right.
But now, let's get to the heart of it. The execution that puts this whole story into sharp, chilling focus. Alton Wayne. Wayne was convicted of murdering 61-year-old Laverne B. Marshall in her rural Londonderry County home. Brutal crime. 11 long years on death row, longer than any other inmate in Virginia at the time. Then came August 30th, 1989. At just 34 years old, Wayne was executed in the electric chair. The recording captures every detail, preserved exactly as it happened. The only changes made were to refine the sound and eliminate lengthy silences. Nothing else. No edits, no dramatization. Just the raw, unfiltered final moments of a life ending by the state's hand. And it's in this moment that history meets horror, where procedure collides with humanity, and the tapes transform from mere documents into something hauntingly real. And here's where the tension really starts to build. Before anything happens, there's a ritual to it. The tapes capture the first steps in almost hypnotic detail. In 2253, they tested the electric chair. Each sound, each confirmation of voltage, recorded. You can almost hear the mechanical hum of bureaucracy meeting life and death. They check in with the governor's office. Every number double-checked, every line confirmed. Then comes the reading of the court order. Timestamps, multiple confirmations, voices overlapping slightly, each word carefully recorded. You get a sense of exactness, almost obsessive precision. Then the inmate is unlocked from his cell, carried into the execution chamber, and finally, the chair itself. Wayne is placed, straps applied simultaneously, securing him completely. Listening to the audio, it almost feels mechanical. Observers document every step like clockwork, voices calm and clipped, removing any sense of chaos. And yet, beneath that monotone precision, you know what's at stake. This isn't just a procedure, it's life-ending, documented to the second.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it. I would like to express that what is about to take place here is a murder. Did anybody else catch the rest of that?
You didn't get it on?
Then comes the human part, the moment that chills you. The warden asks Wayne if he wants to make a statement, and Wayne speaks, slow, measured. He says what's about to happen is murder. He forgives everyone involved. He says he loves everyone. The staff repeats, clarifies, and ensures that everything is captured correctly on tape. Every word is double-checked. There's a strange tension in that room. The cold efficiency of the procedure, and then the warmth, the humanity in Wayne's words. It's haunting. You hear calm, almost gentle compassion amid one of the most clinical, terrifying environments imaginable. It's a reminder that even in a room designed for death, humanity can still flicker in the smallest, most unexpected ways.
Something about he doesn't hold that against anyone, and he loves everyone.
That's correct.
I forgive everyone and I love everyone.
That's correct. At this time, the headpiece is being placed on the inmate.
Okay.
Let me rephrase that. At this time, the headpiece and mask is being placed on it.
Headpiece and mask.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're fine. And I've got about 11:58. Looks like we may have jumped.
11:59.
11:59. 10:59. Okay. We'll have to doctor that up.
At this time, at 11:59, the minister is saying a prayer.
The minister is saying a prayer?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we're doing fine. Minister is saying prayer.
Trying to talk low.
Yeah, you're doing fine. Doing fine. You're coming through loud and clear.
They're wiping the sweat off of his forehead, his arms, and his feet.
Okay. Off forehead. Wiping sweat off forehead, arms, and feet.
Correct.
Okay.
The key has been placed into the proper position.
Key placed in proper position.
And turned on by the warden in the nod. And execution is taking place.
And just when you think it's about to begin, there's a ritual to set the stage. The headpiece and mask are placed on Wayne. The minister delivers a prayer, steady and solemn. Staff wipes sweat from his forehead, arms, and feet. Every movement is documented and recorded with timestamps. Then comes the final confirmation. The key is placed in its proper position. Everything is ready. The room holds its breath. You can almost feel the pause, the weight of anticipation before the current is applied. Listening to it, you can't help but feel the surreal tension, the eerie quiet before the storm.
11
even.
Key placed in proper position, warden nod, execution is taking place.
11 even.
Okay. Give me the info.
Second joke, 11:01.
Okay. 11:01, what was that?
Second joke,
Second.
11:00.
Second jolt. Okay.
Completed at 11:02.
11:02. Completed.
And here's the part that really hits. Before these tapes surfaced, Virginia had no publicly accessible recordings of executions. Nothing. The discovery didn't just add to archives, it rewrote part of history. Suddenly, researchers, journalists, and the public had access to a level of transparency previously unimaginable. It's a window into a world most of us will never see firsthand, a world where law, ritual, and human suffering collide in ways that are both procedural and profoundly emotional.
Okay. Debbie Groom says she's heard them on and off for about 15 minutes, but that's just for your information.
Now let's talk about the tapes themselves. The audio was cleaned up just enough to improve clarity, and long silences were removed, but the content itself was untouched. No dramatization, no sensational edits, What you hear is exactly what was recorded. This demonstrates how archival material can be responsibly released for historical purposes. You hear both the technical aspects, the precise procedural dialogue, the timing, the commands, and the emotional undertones, the prayers, Wayne's final words, and the subtle human reactions in the chamber. It's a rare combination, a document that's both technical and deeply human, preserved for history without losing authenticity.
I don't hate anyone and I forgive everyone involved. I think that's what he said. Maybe the love thing was not in there.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't hate anyone.
Listening to this recording isn't easy. It's tense. It's unsettling. There's a constant dread that builds as you hear each procedural step, each click of a strap, and each verification call. And then Wayne's voice cuts through, calm, forgiving, almost serene. It's surreal, the contrast between his measured words and the mechanical precision of the execution around him. For the listener, it forces confrontation with the reality of the death penalty. No visuals, no dramatized horror, just sound. And in that, there's a unique, raw intensity. It's not just about Wayne's final moments, it's about everyone in that room, the weight of responsibility, and the ethical reflection it demands. How does a society reconcile legality with morality? That's the question these recordings leave ringing in your ears.
705, doctor's examiner. He has been pronounced dead.
Okay. 11:05, doctor examined and pronounced dead. Okay.
11:05, the curtains are pulled.
Okay.
And the witnesses are leaving.
And witnesses are
11:05.
11:05.
And here's why this story wouldn't exist without journalism. NPR broke a 16-year silence on these tapes. For over a decade and a half, the recordings were locked away, hidden from public view, and almost forgotten. Their investigation forced the Library of Virginia to release them. It's a clear example of the power of investigative journalism, digging into archives, questioning secrecy, and revealing history that otherwise might never have been known. Without NPR, the public would have remained completely in the dark about Virginia's execution protocols. Their work also set a precedent. Restricted archival material can and should sometimes see the light of day. When you step back and really listen, these tapes are more than historical records. They're chilling, human snapshots of life ending. This leaked recording forces us to confront the human realities of the death penalty. Beyond legal procedure, it captures final words, rituals, and emotions rarely heard. So, what's your take on this? Drop it in the comments, and if you found this compelling, hit like and subscribe. There's much more coming.